Okay, to do our final address of the night, we have our staff speaker, and this year, the students have chosen Mrs. Shawn Coleman.
Good evening, seniors, parents, families, and friends. I would like to say thank you to the senior class of 2014 for their invitation to speak at this evening's ceremony. I am truly honored to be given this opportunity to share a few thoughts with you. But I'm not going to lie, there have been a few moments of panic along the way while attempting to organize my thoughts into a speech. Wait a minute, I'm the math teacher. What were the seniors thinking when they asked a math teacher to write a speech to share in front of a vast audience? This is way out of my comfort zone. And then it occurred to me that one of our underlying missions at Cape Wood is to ask our students to step out of their comfort zone all the time. I guess it's only fair that the students expect the same from their teachers. I think that is one of the reasons that I love ending our school year with senior exhibition night and project term classes. These are areas where Cape Wood excels at asking our students and teachers to step out of their zones. As a math teacher, I have kind of a unique relationship with the seniors. Since there is a lot of differentiated instruction in math, I have seniors mixed into every class. Yes, in every single class I teach, I am blessed with the presence of seniors. In some classes, my seniors are the majority, and in other classes, there might just be a few sprinkled in, but they are always there, in every class, every day, every hour. But wait, there's more. I also have them in almost every single advisory that I teach as well, including senior advisory, which speaks every Monday. It's actually kind of interesting to talk to adults who have careers outside of the school setting. When they hear that I'm a teacher, their first question is, what grade do you teach? When I tell them that I teach mostly juniors and seniors, their response to me is, seniors? You poor thing, that must be terrible. I always assure them that it really isn't that bad teaching seniors, and most days I even love my job. I believe that my fellow staff members and most of my students recognize that I really do treasure my role with the seniors. Before I share my words of wisdom with the seniors, I would actually like to take a moment to thank each one of my classes for the ways in which they have touched me throughout the year, and by doing so, I hope to give the audience a little glimpse into our senior class. To my D block, I love starting my day with you. Thank you for always being patient with me as I raced into school at the very last minute with all of my school bags and lunch bags in hand. You made it through trigonometry units, and I have to admit, I have never felt like I had to be cautious with vocabulary terms in math until this year when we covered the concept of a period. The concept that I was trying to convey was that the period of a sine and cosine graph is 2 pi. But there was so much laughter in the class that for a moment I felt like I was teaching a health class. And of course, one of my favorite memories with you was making math music during your junior year. Riff Shop will always have a special place in my heart, and I hope that when you attend college next fall, you really do have an Inspire in your pocket. Straight up, I wish you the best in your future plans. To my C block, I would like to congratulate my pre-calculus students for accepting the challenge of covering not only advanced concepts in pre-calc, but also moving into full-blown calculus. Without naming names, you were both important to the success of the Math Lab students. While one of you set a powerful example of focus and work ethic, the other one worked very closely with the Math Lab students as a peer tutor, answering questions and offering encouragement when needed. To my Math Lab students, you are all here tonight because you made it. Sometimes you had to put more time and effort into your studies than some of your classmates, and that makes your achievement even more important. A note to the audience. D block meets right after lunch. The end of lunch always brought a little bit of humor to the staff lounge, as Mr. Ferguson geared himself up to teach his middle schoolers. Meanwhile, Mr. Zach and I counted our blessings as we headed off to teach our advanced honor classes during D block. To my D block. Once again, I won't name names, but I always enjoy having a few seniors mixed into the classes with my sophomores and juniors. You are the ones that I turn to when I'm discussing the importance of the ACT because you have been there, done that, and your classmates value your words and experiences. You both impressed me with the math gains that you made during your time at Cape Wood. In fact, one of you even expressed the following in your senior advisory semester reflection. I've learned that math isn't really that bad and I just need to apply myself more. Those words spoke to me not only because of the math reference, but because that mindset applies to many of the challenges we face in life. Finally, to my E-Block. Oh, E-Block. Where do I start? As teachers, we find that our most challenging classes are also our most rewarding. That is definitely the case with you. You challenged me to keep you motivated in a subject that doesn't always interest you, and I get that. Teachers always love questions in class because not only does it give us a chance to clarify a concept for the student who is brave enough to ask the question, but it usually helps other students in the class as well. So whenever I noticed that a student had raised his or her hand, I would always try to make time to address the question as quickly as possible. But I can't say that I was always prepared for the questions that would come my way. One day, in the middle of a lesson on polynomials, I was faced with the following question. Mrs. Pullman, I just want to know, do you believe in life after love? So, as one might expect, the Cher song immediately starts playing in my mind, and I'm wondering, how do I respond to this question? So as thoughts swirl in my mind, around my head for a moment, I finally to manage a simple answer, yes I do, and I move on with the lesson. Meanwhile, I get a reassuring smile from one of the senior girls in the class that yes, it's just best to answer these questions in a nonchalant manner and move on with the lesson. But in a humorous way, it does make me wonder what an outsider looking in on my class might think. For a few of you, my Algebra 2 class was the last obstacle between you and graduation. Some of you joined me outside of class time to get back on track, and some of you gained support from the amazing math peer tutors that are part of the K-Woods math program. And some of you had friends that made you just do it. To all of them, I am sincerely grateful. It does take a village, and if there is any class that is united in spirit, it is the class of 2014. So as the seniors know from Senior Advisory, I always love TED videos that discuss taking steps to become a better person. I love them too. Whether it's giving yourself a 30-day challenge or looking at the world through a more positive mindset, you really have the power to change your outlook and your life. With that in mind, I would like you to leave you with the following framework as you head out into the real world. Always remember the letters KWHS, and you will hold some of the important keys to a successful and happy life. K, be kind. As most of you probably know, last week this world lost an extraordinary person by the name of Maya Angelou. While she leaves behind many inspirational quotes, this one has always spoken to me as an educator. I learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. I know that my students aren't going to remember the standard form equation of an ellipse or how to do polynomial long division, but I do hope that they remember me as a teacher who truly believed that they could be successful both inside and outside of my classroom. W, work out. I am very fortunate to work in an environment where so many staff members place a high value on being physically active and leading a healthy lifestyle. Whether it's running, working out in the gym, martial arts, yoga, or adventure sports, there are always fun stories to share about our activities. The W for workout doesn't mean you have to run 10 miles. It can represent a 10-mile walk. What it really stands for is doing some physical work in any sense of the word. Just last night, I received my summer issue of Michigan Alumnus Magazine, and the title on the cover, Live, Art, Love, 10 Tips, caught my attention, so I decided to flip through it to see what insights it had to offer. When I flipped to the cover article, the phrase, sitting is the new smoking, jumped out at me. The article states, on average, we spend more time sitting down, 9.3 hours, than sleeping in a given day. The human body is not built for this. The research is out there on all the benefits of exercise, and we have all seen the negative impacts of choosing an unhealthy and sedentary lifestyle. So promise me that you'll work out, and maybe I'll even be lucky enough to cross paths with you at Kensington Metro Park or Gold's Gym sometime soon. H, humor and heart. To remember the importance of humor and heart, I think you simply need to think about Mr. Ferguson. His sense of humor has made our entire staff laugh on many occasions, and from your senior reflections, I know that humor is a big part of his classroom as well. But more than just humor, Mr. Ferguson has one of the biggest hearts that I know. As most of you know, he devoted several years of his life to missionary work, and he is always the first one to lend a helping hand to any worthy cause. I think it is fitting that he is the one to guide you through your Senior X experience. And finally, S, get serious. I'm going to use the image of another staff member to help you remember the S for serious. Think about the staff pictures in your senior yearbook for a moment. Who comes to mind when you hear the phrase, get serious? Did Mr. Munich come to mind? Now, don't get me wrong. Mr. Munich likes to have fun, or so he said. But it is with the utmost respect that I acknowledge when a job needs to get done, I would put my trust in Mr. Munich. And along that same line, I would like to recognize Mrs. Pratt and Mrs. Marco, because I believe that the three of them have gotten really serious over these last few months, and Kaywood is lucky to have such an awesome leadership team. So once again, here is my advice to you in one simple last formula. K, be kind. W, work out. H, have humor and heart. S, get serious. Class of 2014, you have exceeded our expectations and have made us very proud. Last summer, when the school achievement data was published for all to see, and KWHS stood near the top of the list with an average ACT score of 21.4, I was so excited, I ran all through my house chanting, woohoo! We beat Howell, and Heartland, and Fowlerville, and CSPA, just to name a few. My family thought I was a little crazy, but it was so cool to see Kaywood students get the recognition they deserve. We are a family here, and you have changed our lives. This school will never be quite the same without you. Best wishes, and please, please, stay in touch. Thank you.
Valedictorian. It's all you.
Class of 2014, take your guesses and move it to the left. And on the count of three, let's throw those hats. 1, 2, 3.